Hey everybody, I'm Emily DeAngelo, part of the adult ministry team at our Wexford campus, and today I get to be with my friend Sherry Kai. And Sherry, one of the things I love about you, I've known you for a few years, is you walk into this place with joy coming out of you. But I know a little bit of your story, and it's not always been easy. So can you tell us a little bit? I'm asking for a friend.
Okay.
How do you find joy in the suffering of your life? Tell us about your childhood.
So I was born in communism China at the tail end of the Cultural Revolution. I was born homeless, and me and my mother squatted in a factory, and I grew up in a office with broken windows and no heat. We didn't have running water. We had to go to the second floor to get it, where everybody bathed. So that's how I grew up. And you know, it was not something my parents did in particular. They were persecuted mainly because my father was a Christian. And so that's why they were being punished for not giving housing or allowed to be living in the same city.
Okay, so now you're living in Pennsylvania and raising a son here. And so how do you share with your son about finding joy in the middle of suffering? Because let's face it, we suffer still, not to those extremes, but we have times of suffering.
Yeah, it's really different. You know, for my son, the suffering is, you know, I didn't get breakfast, or my phone was lost charge, my screen cracked, and, you know, that type of thing. It is very hard to explain, I think even for an adult, explain about the suffering I experienced. But the good thing happened is during the 3 years of COVID happened, it kind of turned his life upside down a little bit. Both my husband are small business owners. I'm a wedding decorator, and my husband has a bar and restaurant. During the COVID time, in 2020, I went from doing 150 weddings a year down to 3 backyard weddings. So, and then his restaurants, they were closed. So we basically had no income. And so my son has to learn to live with less. And I think that was good that he experienced that. And the best part about this during COVID is we all, as a family, become much closer to God. Yeah, to think about it is so amazing. As we go through suffering, we become closer to God and stronger in our faith. And I think that's how we find joy in our lives.
Thank you, Sherry, for sharing your story and your joy with me.
Thank you so much for having me.